I'm Michael.
I'm Ingar, and we're Elmgreen and Dragset. We're sitting in front of the Nordic pavilion, which is one of the two pavilions that we've been transforming for this year's biennial.
They have been transformed into two domestic settings, two private homes. There's a family home that is now for sale. Times are tough. And one is not for sale, but the owner is floating in the swimming pool with his face down, while the young men in white t-shirt and faded jeans are hanging out in his estate. They're like kind of guards in the house, but they're just hanging out and like looking at all the not invited guests, party crashing all the time.
We also want, of course, people to be part of the story. Everyone who's coming here sort of becomes performers themselves, interacting with the things they see. You can use the furniture, you can take the text with you from the writing desk. You can watch Lara Horelli's video in the TV room in the Danish pavilion.
And people make their own stories. Like, the last thing I heard was like the reason for the divorce in the family house that happened quite ungracefully happened because there was some weird connection between the family father and the mysterious Mr. B. So people continue the narratives and make up their own kind of news stories.
I guess it's the first time that two sort of national pavilions are collaborating in this way. And of course this is in our spirit in a way as well, to sort of break down these national barriers. But you know, this is not, it's called the collectors, but it's, you know, we're trying to put the focus on something else than collecting as sort of investment and showing off really. And you know, like the collection in the Nordic pavilion, Mr. B's collection, for instance, is very focused on sexuality and identity. And, you know, we have the feeling that Mr. B, probably having lived in a more repressive time, have been interested in supporting gay artists and sort of show the world kind of proudly what he stands for.
We wanted to tell two stories. We didn't want to say anything in general. It's not a scientific report on collecting. It's just two stories about two eccentric collectors.
I mean, the whole rebuilding process is maybe something people know. I mean, we created this fake subway station once in New York, at Victoria Mirror Gallery in London. We transformed the gallery into being a gay club.
So these like look-alike real environments that are displaced and kind of put into a new context. It's quite our working method in general, I think. It's not so different from that. Of course it's different to curate, but actually we prefer the term staging.
We're a two-headed monster.
After 15 years, we were boyfriends for 10 years. And
can't remember.
We split 5 years ago, which was quite healthy because at that point we were really like, we were doing all travels together. We had the same friends. We lived together. We shared our private economy. It was almost like having a drugstore somewhere in Shoreditch and being an elderly couple saying like, oh, honey, do you go down and open this morning when I make the coffee? You know.
It was absurd, really. We didn't even have each other email, so, you know.
We didn't even have our own underwear.